The following is an exclusive presentation of the NCCU Sports Network.
North Carolina Central University played host to Florida A&M and Hurricane Matthew, and despite the wind and rain, the band played on. There wasn't much to say about the first 30 minutes of play, besides the Eagle defense stepping up to stop the run as Reggie Hunter pitched in with one of his 8 tackles and game-high 3.5 tackles for loss. And there were a lot of punts. Both teams combined for 17 total punts, with 10 in the first half. The strong defense carried into the second half as you see Antonio Brown get one of his 8 tackles, which tied for the game high. With the Eagles down 5-3 heading to the fourth, they needed a jump start, and they got it out of this punt return from LaVontis Smith. That led to NCCU finally getting the ball into the end zone to pull into the lead. However, FAMU responded with a touchdown of their own and tacked on a 2-point conversion to lead 13-10. Once again, the Eagles used a big return to start a drive, this time a 28-yard kick return from Mike Jones. That led to this.
It's off to McClain. McClain, big cut up the field to the 20, 15, 10, 5, race to the end zone. He cuts inside. Oh my goodness, Dorrel McClain. Touchdown, North Carolina Central.
That catapulted the Eagles back in front 17-13, and then the Eagle defense closed the game with help from a sack from Freddie Henry Ajuda, the only one of the game. NCCU beat the Elements, and the Eagles are now 3-0 in conference play. Savannah State comes in next for homecoming on Saturday, October 15th.
First question, Coach, I got to get that out of the way. How is the weather out there?
Extremely bad. We found a way to win the football game, and that's what it's all about. Very bad conditions out there tonight, but at the end of the day, our guys persevered through, and they found a way to win.
You talk about that perseverance. You had a touchdown that had to come off the board for a penalty, and you were in a situation, I believe there's about 6 minutes left in the game, and you knew that really your season was on the line, and you guys drove right down the field and scored. Talk about that drive.
I think it goes back to the character of our football team. Right now, we're in a situation where when we need to run the football, we have the ability to do it. And then when we need to come up with some big plays in the passing game, you saw tonight, we also did that as well. So, true balance on the offensive side of the football. I thought Coach Taylor and Coach O, they did a great job of combining and calling plays tonight. And they found a way to get our offense inspired and matriculate the ball down the field when they had to.
And on the 2 touchdown drives, I believe they were both set up by some pretty big returns, a punt return by LaVontis and a kick return by Mike Jones. Did you see that those were big plays for your team?
I thought all over the field, special teams tonight, I felt like was special. Blake Lindemann, a young man who has not been playing very much for us this entire year, came in and we needed some rugby-style kicking tonight because, we had to change punters. Tilke was having some issues catching the ball in pregame. We made an adjustment right before we went out there to start the game, and he came up big for us tonight, flipping the field constantly.
I'm going to have to go in the record books and see when's the last time we've had this many tackles for loss, but there was a bunch of them out there to be had. Talk about that defensive effort.
Oh, my God. Jaquan Smith constantly penetrating, constantly in the backfield. I don't really know exactly how many tackles or tackles for loss he had, but I can tell you he wreaked havoc out there constantly. Freddie Ajuda came up big for us tonight with a big-time sack, another big tackle for loss. Those guys did a great job of creating penetration all night. They stayed in the backfield. We held FAMU, I think, to under 80 yards rushing or so. So, those guys are playing at a high level, and we got to continue to play at that high level if we want a chance to win games.
It was a blessing, man. We Coach warned us that we're going to come out here and the weather's going to be horrible. So go and have your heads right to prepare for a battle.
Talking about the weather being horrible, ran the ball a lot today. How did it feel to be able to get a lot of touches?
It felt good. Coach let us know that, hey, look, we're going to be splitting carries. Everyone's going to get a touch. Somebody needs to make a play.
Speaking of making a play, those last couple of drives, it just seemed like you weren't going to be stopped. What was going through your mind, fourth quarter, down? Just tell me what's going through your mind out there on the field.
I just didn't want to lose. I just want to do everything I got that can keep us moving forward or put us in great field position, and then so on. I got lucky enough. I broke a tackle and got in the end zone.
Yeah, on that last play, once you got past the first level, it was just kind of like you just outran everybody. Were you surprised that crease was there so bit wide open?
Well, no, I never doubt my lineman. My lineman do an excellent job, and perimeter block has been great too. So, when I got out there, I kind of hit it. I mean, even though I felt heavy with all the rain on me, but I did the best I could to get to the end zone.
How did it feel once knowing that was probably more likely the game-winning run the way you guys' defense have been playing?
Oh, it was great. It was a blessing. Like, all I could thank is God for so much for that, because that feeling and adrenaline rush was just knowing that I just refused to go down and get in the end zone. That felt great.
Did you kind of feel like, okay, we just keep chopping, we're going to break one eventually?
Oh, yeah. Coach kept telling us, look, even though if it's not hitting now, we're going to break one. It's raining, you're slippery, run hard and run fast.
It was a tough win today, fighting through adversity with all the rain, but we found a way to overcome everything and get the W.
Well, the punt return to set up the touchdown, you was running, you kind of look back, kind of check on everybody was. Let's talk about that play, because that was a big play to kind of get some positive yards once you scooped it up.
I see that he had outkicked his coverage, so I knew that I would be able to get something out of it. So I was just trying to set up blocks and get what I could get.
Was it a day, considering how the other punts had gone, did you kind of knew in the back of your mind, like, I got to get something positive? If not, it's going to bounce and roll back pretty far?
Yeah, I wasn't going to force anything. My coaches told me if I could field it, but if I couldn't, we'd just live to fight another down. So I was just trying to play smart.
Did you realize at the time how big that was to get? On a day like today, any yards, positive yards is good. So that to flip the field, did you realize at the time how big that was?
Yeah, I figured that it was really big. Like, we flipped the field and got on our side. So, and it set us up for a touchdown. And then we took all the momentum then.
Was it hard catching the ball out there today?
Kind of difficult. You just have to lock in. But it's something that we practice on all the time.
All right, so you're 3-0 in conference play now. Savannah State comes in next for homecoming. How do you feel going forward?
Same thing every week. We plan to go 1-0 every week. So, we're going to focus in this week, and hopefully we'll get another W next week.
It's a tough win playing defensively and offensively. We just came through in the trenches.
At what point did you go to the coaches, or did you kind of know, like, we gotta keep running the ball, we got to attack them up the middle or anything like that?
Basically, that was just a Coach Mack call, Coach Taylor call. We just knew early in the game we couldn't throw the ball. It was just too wet, and after the first interception, we kind of scratched that for a little bit. We just had to establish the run game. Those guys up front, started pushing those guys back, and this one good things started happening.
But you did throw the ball. You got a touchdown pass to LV. Talk me through that play. He was wide open on that play.
Something we worked on all week, just something we knew that would be open, but we had to save it. And, we could have called it earlier, but like I said, the rain was a factor as far as our passing game. But, it just came through in the clutch.
How hard was it throwing the ball out there today?
Not too bad, I would say. I'm used to throwing in the rain. I'm pretty good at throwing in the rain, but it's just a hazard. What if a ball is too high? It's going to bounce off somebody's hands or slip through somebody's hands, and they'll pick the ball up just like they did. So, I can pass in the rain, but I'm glad we just kept it on the ground and passed when we needed to.
Yeah. This is the third straight game where it came to a point where you guys had to have a scoring drive. This time you were actually trailing. You weren't trying to secure a game. Talk about that 4-play drive. You guys just hit them with a run and scored to go up.
Just guts. O-line knew that we needed them on that drive. We weren't going to pass the ball, so we had to run it down their throats. And they step up to the challenge every week, no matter if we're up or down. They answer the call.
So you're 3-0 in conference play now. Savannah State comes in next for homecoming. How do you feel going forward?
They're a great opponent. We hope to come in and fire on all cylinders early. It took us a while, but, just conditions, I guess. But, we just had to come in and play our brand of football just like we do every week.
This has been an exclusive presentation of the NCCU Sports Network.